The night Adrian Cross asked me to become his wife. He offered me $10 million. I refused. Then he showed me a photograph of my mother standing beside his dead father. My mother had been missing for 15 years, and the man in the photograph was supposed to have died 20 years ago. You still want me to marry you? I asked. Adrian pushed a contract across the table. No. He looked straight into my eyes. I need you to marry me. There was a difference. I was about to learn just how expensive that difference could be. I should have walked out. Instead, I picked up the contract. That was my first mistake. My second mistake was signing it. My third was believing Adrian Cross was the man who needed saving. Because 3 days after our wedding, I discovered something hidden inside his mansion. A locked nursery, childhood photograph, and a note in my own handwriting. Don't trust your husband. My name is Clara Bennett, and until that night, I thought I was the most ordinary woman in the city. I was 28, worked as a financial auditor, rented a tiny apartment above a laundromat, and had exactly 3 people I trusted. My best friend Mia, my younger brother Noah, and the memory of my mother. Even though my mother had disappeared when I was 13, she had left one thing behind: a silver necklace with a tiny blue stone. She had pressed it into my palm the night before she vanished and told me something I never forgot. Whatever happens, Clara, never let the Cross family know where you are. At 13, I hadn't understood. At 28, I still didn't. Then Adrian Cross walked into my office. He didn't look like a man asking for help. He looked like a man who owned the building, the street, and probably the weather. Black suit, silver watch, cold eyes, the kind of face women wrote stupid poems about. He placed a file on my desk. I need you to audit something. I glanced at the file. I'm not taking private. Client. You will take this one? No. He leaned back. You don't know what I'm offering. I don't care. $10 million. I laughed. Still no. His expression barely changed. Your brother's medical loan is $78,000. My smile disappeared. You investigated my family. I investigated everyone who could help me, then investigate someone else. I did. He slid another file toward me. 3 names were crossed out, 2 auditors, 1 forensic accountant, all dead. My fingers stopped moving. What is this? People who looked into the Cross family accounts. And they found something. What? They died before telling anyone? I stared at him. You're threatening me. No. Then what are you doing? Warning you. He opened the file. Inside was a photograph. A woman stood beside an older man. I knew the woman, my mother. I had seen that face every day in the only photograph I owned. The older man was Adrian's father, Victor Cross, officially dead 20 years. I looked up slowly. Where did you get this? My father's private archive. That's impossible. Why? My mother never knew your family. Adrian's eyes narrowed. You've been told that? What does that mean? It means someone lied to you. I pushed the photograph back. I don't want your money. He didn't take it. You'll want it when you learn why your mother disappeared. I froze. He stood. Come to dinner tonight. I won't. 8 o'clock, I said. No. He walked toward the door, then stopped. One more thing. He turned around. Your mother didn't disappear. My heart stopped. She was taken. He left. I sat there for almost 10 minutes without moving. Then my phone rang. Noah. Clara. Yeah, you sound weird. I need you to do something. What? Tell me everything Mom ever said about the Cross family. Silence. Then my brother whispered. Why? Just tell me. He breathed out. She told me never to say that name. I closed my eyes. Why? I don't know. Think. I remember one thing. What? When she left, she said she had to go because Mr. Prestam Cross had found us. My blood went cold. Which Mr. Cross? I don't know. Victor? I don't know. Clara. I hung up. At 8 o'clock, I went to Adrian Cross's penthouse. Not because I trusted him, because I didn't. The dining room was enormous. A single table. 2 plates. No staff. Line. I didn't touch mine. You came? I want answers. You'll get them. Start with my mother. He sat opposite me. My father knew her. How? I don't know. You're lying. Yes. I stared at him. At least he admitted it. He placed another document on the table. My father left a will. Okay, you're named in it. I laughed. No. He turned the document around. There it was, a legal name, Clara Bennett, my birth date, my address from when I was 13, my mother's name, and beside it, primary beneficiary. I couldn't breathe. This is fake. It was authenticated. My father never knew me. My father did. Why? I don't know. You keep saying that, because I don't know. I stood. This is insane. Sit down. No, Clara. I said no. He reached into his jacket. I thought he was pulling a phone. Instead, he placed my mother's necklace on the table. My necklace. The one I had worn since 13, except this one had a second half. The blue stone was missing from mine. His matched perfectly. I stared. He said quietly, my father had the other half. My hands started shaking. How? That is what I want to know. I sat down. For the first time, I believed him. Not because he was trustworthy, because he looked just as confused as I felt. Then he said something that made everything worse. The will has one condition. What? You must be legally married to a crossheir for the inheritance to activate. I laughed. You're joking. I wish. So that's why you came to me? No. Then why? He looked at me. Because someone is trying to force my family into bankruptcy. And, if they succeed, the will disappears. And you need me. Yes. Why not marry someone else? Because the will names you. That doesn't answer the question. He went quiet. Then he said, and, because my father specifically wrote that you must marry me. I stared at him. You knew my name before you met me. Yes. How long? 6 years. My stomach dropped. You've been watching me for 6 years? Protecting you? That's not what it feels like. I know. I stood again. I'm leaving. He didn't stop me. At the elevator, he said. Your apartment was broken into yesterday. I turned. How do you know? Because my security team found the man who did it. My blood ran cold. Where is he? Dead. I stared at him. Who killed him? Adrian's jaw tightened. We don't know. I looked down at my creepy necklace. The two halves were sitting on the table behind him, and suddenly I understood. Someone had known I would come here. Someone had known about the necklace. Someone had known about the will. This wasn't a marriage proposal. It was a trap. But I didn't know yet who had built it. I returned the next morning. Adrian was waiting. I'll do it. He looked surprised. Why? Because I want the truth. That's dangerous. So is being broke. He almost smiled. Fair? He handed me the contract. 90 days. Public marriage. Separate bedrooms. No intimacy required. No interference in private affairs. $10 million after completion. And one strange clause. Neither party could terminate the agreement without the other's consent. I pointed at it. Why? Lawyers. That's not an answer. It's the answer you're getting. I signed. Adrian signed. At midnight, we were legally married. The next morning, the entire city knew. CEO Adrian Cross marries unknown woman. Cross dynasty heir finally settles down. Mystery bride linked to billion-dollar will. The comments were brutal. Gold digger. Nobody. Scandal. Adrian's ex-fiancée posted a photograph of us. Then she wrote, some women will do anything for money. I stared at the screen. Who is she? Adrian didn't look up from his coffee. Vivian Hale. Your ex? Yes. Why did you break up? She cheated. With. He looked at me. My brother. I nearly choked. You have a brother? Half-brother. Where is he? Missing. I stared. Your family is insane? Yes. Does everyone in your family disappear? Apparently. He took another sip. Then his phone rang. He answered. His face changed. What? He stood. Where? He grabbed his coat. I followed. What happened? My lawyer was found unconscious. Why? He was carrying a copy of our marriage contract. Was it stolen? Adrian stopped. No. What? It was replaced. With what? He looked at me. A different contract. We reached his office. The lawyers were already there. One of them handed Adrian the document. He read it, then gave it to me. My name was at the top, Adrian's beneath it, but the contract wasn't 90 days, it was 20 years, and the purpose wasn't marriage, it was ownership. At the bottom was a signature. Mine. I had never signed it. Adrian stared at me. I didn't do this. I know. How? Because whoever forged it made one mistake. What? My mother's middle name. I pointed to the page. They used Rose. Adrian looked at me. What is it? Evelyn. He froze. Your mother's middle name was Evelyn? Yes. My father's first wife was Evelyn. The room went silent. I whispered, your father was married to my mother? Nobody answered. Adrian slowly sat down. No. I looked at him. You're sure? My father had one wife. Then who was Adrian Cross? He looked at the lawyers. Find out. 3 hours later we had a name. Evelyn Bennett. My mother. Formerly Adrian Cross. I stared at the document. My mother hadn't just known Victor Cross. She had married him. And if that was true, Adrian and I weren't just strangers who had entered a contract marriage. We might have been connected by blood. I looked at him. He looked horrified. We need a DNA test. Yes. Tonight? Yes. Before we could arrange it, the lights went out. Someone screamed. A window shattered. Adrian pulled me behind the desk. 3 shots. Then silence. When the emergency lights came on, the DNA sample was gone. So was my necklace. Looked at Adrian. He was bleeding from his hand. Are you okay? Yes. Where's the sample? Gone. I laughed bitterly. Of course. He looked at me. This isn't about the marriage anymore. No. What is it about? He stared at the empty evidence bag. You. The next morning, Adrian moved me into his mansion. I protested. He ignored me. You're not staying alone. I have Noah. Noah has no security. He has fists. That won't stop a sniper. I hated that he was right. The mansion was enormous. Too large for one family, too quiet for a home. There were locked rooms everywhere. I noticed. One on the 2nd floor. A brass plaque had been removed from the door. What is this? Adrian stopped behind me. Nothing. That means it's something. It's private. I'm your wife. Contractually. Still, he stepped in front of the door. You don't want to go inside. Why? Because I don't. That answer guaranteed I would. He left. I waited 10 minutes, then picked the lock. Inside was a nursery. Dust covered the furniture. A tiny bed, a faded stuffed rabbit. Children's drawings. I walked closer. One drawing showed 2 little girls holding hands. The other was labeled Emma. I froze. Emma. My mother's sister had been named Emma, but she had died as a child. At least, that was what my mother had told me. I opened a drawer. Inside was a stack of photographs. The first showed Victor Cross. The second showed my mother. The third, Tang howled 2 little girls. I was one of them. The other was Emma. Except Emma was older and alive. On the back of the photograph, TWYNS. I dropped it. I wasn't an only child, I had a twin sister. And someone had spent my entire life hiding her. Then I found another photograph. My mother was holding 2 babies. Victor stood beside her, and behind them was a young Adrian. He was about 6. The date was 28 years ago. Adrian entered the room. He stopped. You found it, I turned. You knew? Yes. You knew I had a twin? Yes. Where is she? I don't know. Don't lie to me. I swear. Then why didn't you tell me? Because every time we found her, she disappeared. I stared. How many times? 3. 3. She was alive when she was 11. What happened? She ran. From whom? Adrian looked at the photograph. Your mother. I couldn't believe it. My mother heard her. No. Then, why run? Because your mother told her to. Why? Adrian hesitated, then said, she told Emma that if she stayed, the Cross family would kill both of you. I felt sick. What happened to Emma? We don't know. I looked around the nursery. Then why keep this room? Adrian's expression hardened. Because my father used it. For what? To watch you. I stared. What? He kept records of your life. Why? I don't know. You really don't know anything. I know enough to know you're in danger. He stepped closer. Clara, listen to me. Someone has spent 15 years building a case against you. For what? Murder? My heart stopped. Whose murder? He handed me a file. My mother's name was on it. Evelyn Bennett Cross. Cause of death. Unknown. Date. 3 months ago. I stared. My mother died 3 months ago? Yes. No, she did. I would have known. She never told you. She disappeared 15 years ago. Adrian shook his head. No, he pointed to the file. She disappeared 15 years ago and died 3 months ago. Yes, where? Private clinic. Who paid? He looked at me. My father. I couldn't speak. Then my phone rang. Unknown number. I answered. A woman's voice, whispered Clara. I froze. Who is this? Your sister. The call ended. I looked at Adrian. His face had gone white. Emma? He nodded. Then the mansion alarm started. Someone had entered through the east gate. Adrian grabbed my hand. Stay behind me. We ran downstairs. Security guards were fighting 3 men. One attacker saw me. He raised his gun. Adrian pushed me down. The bullet hit him. He collapsed. Adrian, I crawled toward him. Blood spread across his shirt. The attacker ran. I screamed for help. Then Adrian opened his eyes. I wasn't hit. What? He pulled a bulletproof panel from beneath his shirt. You're wearing armor? Yes, you could have told me. I didn't have time. I punched him. He laughed. That's reassuring. The attacker had left something behind. A black card. On it was a single sentence. She knows where the girl is. I stared. Imala's? Which girl? Adrian's expression changed. Emma. That night, we received another message. An address. An abandoned train station. Midnight. Come alone. Bring Clara. No police. Adrian wanted to refuse. I refused to let him. We went. Of course we didn't go alone. He had 12 security agents hidden nearby. I had no idea. At midnight, a woman stepped from the shadows. She wore a gray coat. Her hair was dark. Her face looked familiar. My heart stopped. Emma? She smiled. Hello, Clara. I couldn't move. She looked exactly like me. Not similar. Exactly. Same eyes. Same mouth. Same scar above the eyebrow. I stepped forward. She stepped back. Don't. I'm your sister. I know. Where have you been? Running. From who? She looked at Adrian. From them. Who? She laughed. Everybody. Then she handed me an envelope. Mom told me to give you this when you married, Adrian. I opened it. My mother's handwriting. Clara, if you've married Adrian, then the plan worked. Don't trust him. Don't trust Emma. Don't trust me. The real danger is the person who benefits when we fight. I looked up. What's the plan? Emma's eyes filled with tears. Mom wanted us to destroy the Cross family. Why? Because they killed Dad. I stared. Victor? No. Then who? Emma looked at Adrian. Your father. Adrian went pale. My father, she nodded. Your real father. I felt dizzy. What does that mean? Emma whispered. Victor Cross wasn't Adrian's father. Adrian stared. But her. Who was? She looked at me. The same man who was our father. I couldn't breathe. The world seemed to stop. Adrian stepped backward. No. Emma nodded. That's why Mom hid us. I looked at Adrian. He looked at me. If Emma was telling the truth, our contract marriage wasn't merely dangerous. It was impossible. I walked away. Adrian followed. Clara. Don't. I didn't know. Don't. I swear. You knew my family. I knew pieces. You knew enough. He grabbed my wrist. I turned. Let go. He did. His voice was quiet. I won't lie to you. Good. Whatever happens next, I'll protect you. I don't need protection. You do. No. I held up my mother's letter. I need answers. Emma suddenly screamed. We turned. She was gone. The envelope was still in my hand. A car sped away. Adrian ran after it. Too late. On the ground was another photograph. Emma, and a man standing beside her. I recognized him, Adrian's uncle, Marcus Cross. The man everyone believed had died 10 years ago. I looked at Adrian. Your family has too many dead people. He stared at the photograph. Marcus was my father's enemy, or his partner. Adrian said nothing. The next morning, Marcus sent us an invitation, not a threat. An invitation, a private dinner. At the oldest Cross estate, Adrian wanted to burn it. I wanted answers. We went. Marcus was waiting at a long table. He was alive, older, calm, smiling. You look just like your mother. I sat down. Where is Emma? Safe. Bring her here. No, then no deal. Marcus laughed. You sound like Evelyn. What did you do to her? I loved her. That's not an answer. It is. He poured himself a drink. Your mother came to the Cross family 29 years ago because she wanted revenge. Against whom? My brother. Victor. Because Victor stole something. What? Marcus looked at Adrian. The family company. Adrian frowned. My father built it. No, Marcus smiled. He inherited it. From whom? Our father. Then what's the problem? The company wasn't his. I leaned forward. Whose was it? Marcus looked at me. Yours, I laughed. No, he placed an old legal document on the table. The original incorporation papers. The company had been created by Evelyn Bennett, not Victor. The controlling shares belonged to her descendants. 2 names. Clara Bennett, Emma Bennett. I stared. The Cross Empire belongs to us? Not exactly. What does that mean? Marcus smiled. It means Victor spent 20 years pretending to own something he stole from your mother. Adrian looked furious. Why didn't you expose him? Because I tried. And he killed me. I stared. You're alive. Barely. Brissette. Marcus leaned closer. That's why I disappeared. Who helped him? Marcus looked at Adrian. Your husband. I stood. Adrian? Marcus smiled. Not the man you think he is. Adrian's face hardened. Enough. Marcus laughed. You still don't remember, do you? Remember what? Marcus looked at me. Your husband was there the night your mother disappeared. I turned to Adrian. Were you? He didn't answer. My stomach dropped. Were you? Yes. I stepped back. How old were you? 8. What happened? I don't remember. Marcus laughed. Of course he doesn't. I looked at Adrian. You were there. Toe. Yes. And my mother disappeared. Yes. Why? I don't know. Again. Those words. I was beginning to hate them. I left the estate. Adrian followed. You have to believe me. I don't know what to believe. I was a child. You remember nothing? I remember fire. I stopped. Fire? He nodded. My father was screaming. Who else? You. Me. You were crying. What happened? You were taken outside. By whom? My mother. Then what? She told me to run. Why? I don't know. I stared at him. Then I noticed something. A scar on his wrist. A tiny crescent-shaped scar. I had the same one. I touched mine. He noticed. When did you get yours? Childhood. So did I. We stared at each other. The connection was too strange, too old, too deliberate. That night, I found another hidden room. This one beneath the mansion. Inside was a wall of surveillance monitors. My life, every apartment, every school, every job, every relationship, every person I had ever trusted. Someone had watched me for 15 years. And one screen showed something I had never seen. My mother, alive, standing beside Adrian's father. She was holding a baby. Me, another baby, Emma. And behind them stood a third child, a boy, Adrian. All 3 children were sitting together. On the table was a contract. I zoomed in. The title was visible. The Year Agreement. I read the first line. In the event of the Cross family collapse, the 3 heirs shall be joined by marriage, blood, or legal alliance to preserve control of the Bennett estate. I stared. 3 heirs. Me. Emma, Adrian. That made no sense. Then I saw the signatures. Evelyn Bennett, Victor Cross, and another name, Daniel Vale. Adrian walked into the room. He saw the screen. His face changed. Daniel. Who is he? My biological father. I turned. You said Victor was your father. I was told that. Then who is Daniel? My father's brother. Marcus? No. Then who? Adrian stared at the screen. My father was Daniel. He swallowed. Victor raised me. I couldn't breathe. The family tree was collapsing around us. The Cross family had lied about Adrian's identity. My mother had lied about mine. Emma had disappeared. Victor was supposedly dead. Marcus had supposedly died. Daniel was supposed to be dead, too. Nobody was who they claimed. Contract. The contract we had signed. I picked it up. Adrian looked at me. Don't. Why? Because I think it's changing. I looked down. The ink on the page was moving. Not literally, but words were appearing. A clause that hadn't existed before. I read it aloud. At midnight on the 90th day, ownership shall transfer to the surviving heir. I looked at Adrian. Surviving? He nodded. So someone expects one of us to die. Yes. Who? The lights went out. A voice came from the darkness. Both of you. The room exploded. We hit the floor. Smoke filled the air. I heard Adrian shout my name. Then a heavy object struck my head. Everything went black. When I woke, I was alone. My wrists were tied. I was in a warehouse. A man stood in front of me. Victor Cross. Alive. He looked exactly like the photograph. Older, but alive. I stared at him. You're dead. Smiled. Not yet. You killed my mother. No. You destroyed my family. No. You stole the company. No. I laughed. Then what did you do? He leaned closer. I built the lie. What lie? The one that kept you alive. I stared. He untied my wrists. Your mother didn't disappear because I wanted her gone. Then why? Because she discovered who was really trying to kill you. Who? He looked toward the door. Your sister. I froze. Emma? Yes. That's impossible. No, she was protecting me. She was pretending to. I shook my head. Why would she? Because she isn't your sister. Silence. What? Victor smiled. The woman you met wasn't Emma. My blood ran cold. Then who was she? He whispered. Her name is Sophia. I stared. Where is Emma? Victor's expression changed. Dead. No, she died 15 years ago. You're lying. Your mother knew. I felt sick. Then who did I meet? The woman your mother created. Why? To replace Emma? Why would she do that? Victor looked at me. Because the real Emma was the heir. I couldn't speak. And you? He pointed to the contract. You are not the heir, I stared. Then, what am I? He smiled. The key. A door opened behind him. Adrian walked in. Blood on his shirt, hands tied. Victor looked at him. Bring him closer. I stared at Adrian. He looked at me. Don't believe him. Victor laughed. Of course. He placed a gun on the table. Now we'll see which one of you remembers. Adrian's eyes widened. What? Victor turned to me. Your mother left you a memory? What memory? One you were never supposed to recover. He pointed to my necklace. Open it. I touched the blue stone. There was a tiny seam. I twisted it. The pendant opened. Inside was a microchip. Adrian stared. Victor smiled. Play it. I connected it to the nearby monitor. My mother's face appeared. She looked younger. Terrified. She was holding both babies. Behind her stood Daniel. And Victor. My mother spoke. If you're seeing this, then I'm dead or they found you. She looked directly into the camera. Clara, you were never meant to inherit the Cross Empire. I held my breath. You were meant to destroy it. The screen flickered. She continued. Emma was the heir. Victor looked satisfied. Then my mother said, but Adrian is the one person who can help you. Victor's smile disappeared. He doesn't know why. The recording continued. One day, Clara, you will marry him. I looked at Adrian. My mother's voice became softer. When that happens, don't trust the contract. Victor suddenly smashed the monitor. The screen went black. Enough. I stared at him. What was she going to say? He grabbed my arm. You don't need to know. Adrian attacked him. The room erupted. I crawled toward the door. A gunshot. Someone screamed. Then silence. I turned. Victor was gone. Adrian was on the floor. Blood soaked his shirt. I ran to him. Adrian? He opened his eyes. I'm fine. You're not. Bulletproof vest. I stared at him. You people really love those. He smiled weakly. Then he grabbed my hand. Clara. What? Your mother was right. About what? Don't trust the contract. I looked down. The contract was burning. The paper curled into ash. Underneath it was another document. Older. Handwritten. My father's signature. I picked it up. The first line said, To my daughter, Clara. I stared. My father. The man I had believed dead for 15 years. He wasn't Victor. He wasn't Daniel. He wasn't Marcus. He was someone else. And the next sentence changed everything. Your mother will tell you I am dead. I looked at Adrian. Then I read the next line. She is lying. The warehouse doors slammed shut. A woman's voice came over the speakers. Clara. I knew that voice. My mother's. Alive. It's time to come home. The lights turned on. The walls were covered with photographs. My childhood. My mother. Emma, Adrian, Victor, Marcus, Daniel, and one photograph in the center. My father. Standing beside a woman I had never seen. Underneath it was a date. 3 months ago, I stared. My father was alive, and he had recently met my mother. The two people I thought were dead or missing had been working together. For years, Adrian stood beside me. What are we looking at? I whispered. The real family. Then every screen switched on at once. A countdown appeared. 89 to 59, 59, 89 hours. Not days, hours. Adrian looked at me. What happens when it reaches 0? I remembered the contract. The The surviving heir, I whispered. Someone dies. The screen changed. A photograph of Adrian appeared. Then my mother's. Then a fourth, Emma, except the name underneath wasn't Emma. It said, Abschudit, a fo you are. Adrian stared. What's subject for? I shook my head. I don't know. A final message appeared. Find subject 4 before the countdown ends. Then the screens went black. Adrian looked at me. Looks like we're not getting divorced anytime soon. I stared at the darkness. You're enjoying this? No. Then why are you smiling? Because whoever is behind this made one mistake. What? They think we're following their rules. He took my hand. We aren't. For the first time since our contract marriage began, I believed him. But neither of us noticed the tiny camera hidden above the door. Someone was watching. Someone who had been waiting for us to reach this exact moment. And on another screen, somewhere beneath the city, a woman smiled. She looked exactly like me. She whispered, "Good." Then she pressed a button. The countdown changed. 89 to 59. 59 became 88 to 59. 59. Beneath, it appeared 3 words. Let the marriage begin.